Australian tennis star Nick Kyrios was arrested for assaulting his girlfriend in January 2021, but he's still playing, doesn't seem to have any adverse consequences, lost a sponsorship or anything, and the judge just found, he pleaded guilty, but the judge let him off any sort of charge, so he's not going to go forward from this point with any sort of criminal record. Now, you think on the face of that there would be social outrage, and there has been. There's been a lot from everyone who you think would have that sort of opinion, but let's go through the facts of the night. I want to know what you guys think about whether or not this is really assault or not, right? It was late night, they were out, presumably drinking or at a party or doing whatever it is attractive young couples do at that time of night. They were in the courtyard of an apartment block, her apartment block, and he decided to leave. They were having something of an argument. I don't know if he was dumping her and she didn't want to be dumped, or they were going back and forth. That much isn't clear. But he calls an Uber and leaves. And he says several times, he swears a bit, Nick Kyrios, he swears in the court in front of everyone. He says something like, "Fuck off, I don't want you anywhere near me, get away from me, just leave me alone, I'm leaving, stop, go, don't follow, leave me." Of course, she follows. And the Uber pulls up and he says, "Leave." She says, "No." And he gets into the Uber, he gets his athletic ass in the seat, not sure whether he puts the seatbelt on or not, that seems important. And then she does this one and steps in the way of the door, so he can't close it. So now he's there, can't close the door, girlfriend's bum's there, Uber driver's there, he turns to the Uber driver and says, "She won't move, can you just go, mate?" He says, "Nah, can't go as long as the door's open." He turns to girlfriend, presumably looking up there, and says, "Could you move, please? I just want to go. I want to get out of here." And she says, "I will not move." The journal, straight from the article that I read, it says that he asked multiple times, Mr. Kyrios' lawyer argued his client had been trying to de-escalate the fight by calling an Uber and had repeatedly tried, quote, "lawfully to move this girl away from the car." I mean, at this point in time, I don't see what else he can do. He's trying to get her out of the way lawfully. I don't know what lawfully is. He used a pull cue or something like that. But like, he couldn't, every time she kept stepping back in. The court had heard Mr. Kyrios had sworn at the girl, I don't want to use her name, and told her to go away. He then put his hands on her hips, nice, and moved her at arm's length from the door. See, this says to me he's sitting down in the car, arm's length from the door, but she stepped back. How belligerent. He's trying to go, she steps there. The tennis star then said, "I'm serious, the exaggerated effects are mine, but I'm sure this is what it sounded like. I'm serious, I'm going to," before pushing the girl on the shoulder, causing her to fall. She felt some pain and later, not at the time, but later noticed a graze on her knee. And that's it. That's everything. The Uber went away. The guy was doing his best to get out of there. But I do understand the other side of the argument. If we as a community say, all right, so if the girl's being belligerent enough, you've dumped her, she really doesn't want you to go, she's, pink, go away, give me a chance to miss you, say goodbye, it'll make me want to kiss you, and she's like, he's leaving, I've got to have his attention. It doesn't mean that you can't, fair enough, there's limits to what you can do at this point in time. Look, I don't know. I would think that he did something minimalistic, and I think that he tried a lot. But I guess if she doesn't want to go, you don't get to knock her teeth out. Definitely you don't. I mean, that's a fact, right? But as a man, and as a man that used to be a young man going dating, what the fuck are you supposed to do? And how do you get out of this? Like, you dump a girl and you just want to be gone from her, and perhaps she's saying some crazy shit and making some crazy allegations, and you can't get away from her, even though you could, push her away, you're not allowed to. This is unfair. We don't have good answers to this at all. I feel sorry for Nick, I'll be honest with you. I don't know if he shouldn't have done it. He had to get himself gone. He didn't want the paparazzi taking pictures of a girl yelling and screaming at him, and that always looks bad for the guy. He just wanted to be gone. She wouldn't let him. Maybe she was truly in love with him and didn't want, her heart was breaking. Maybe she just knew she had leverage over him. This is a tough gig. But the reactions on Twitter are totally unfair. I'm raising a son. I don't know what to tell him about this. This seems bloody tough. Honestly, if you're a parent, I guess the answer is something like girls are a disaster, girls are a predicament, pick a good one, pick a Christian conservative one that doesn't drink or something like that, right? Dump her on the phone, dump her via text. Maybe that's the answer. Don't break up with the girl near him. Maybe they weren't breaking up. Tough, shitty situation. We ain't getting out of this. I feel sorry for Nick. Twitter's fucking ruthless. It's always going to come down that whatever the girl does, it's for the guy to react correctly. That seems to be very disempowering for women, as though they have no agency. They're just stupid things, and men are just sitting there ducking and diving and trying to get away from this, and then one hits you, it's your fault for letting it hit you. I don't know what's doing this. Metaphorically, I was doing the fighting thing, by the way. Metaphorically. Hit like and subscribe. Another video along shortly. We have no good answers.